trust in God. I am telling you, the way the systems of the world are designed is to make you shift your confidence from God and put it on the government. Shift your confidence from God and put it on an institution. Shift your confidence from God and put it on a man. But these things has already been completed in the spirit. The Bible says, woe unto the man that putteth his trust in the arm of flesh. It said that will fail you. The arm of flesh will fail you. There are many persons today, they believe in governments of nations. They believe in systems and organizations. They believe in men. And the devil just looks at them and laughs. What they don't know is that there's a timetable already. The reason it looks as if they are prospering is because their own evil day have not come. Is the day your evil day comes that you will see that what you call 15 years, 20 years prosperity was a mirage. The devil just allow you to think that you have arrived. Then he will sweep you off overnight. The only assurance for living and living victoriously all your life is when the place of God is uncontestable. David was a king. Hope you know, in the era of David, a king is the owner of the whole land. So everything you have, even the one in your house, belongs to the king. He can take it from you if he chooses. That's how powerful kings are. And David was not just a king. David was a warrior that fought 66 battles and won all. But David is speaking, and he didn't say, I have experience. He didn't say, I have a throne. He didn't say, I am skillful. He said, the Lord is my shepherd. Even me, the king that wins all my battles, there is a higher king that protects me. And you are here on a job that pays you some peanuts, and you put your confidence on that job. You put your confidence on that your small company because you think you have bought a car and a land from there. The day hell breaks loose, you will be shocked how weak what you have trusted in is. Jesus was teaching and he said, blessed is a man that builds his house upon the rock. And the reason that man is blessed is because a day is coming when the storms will arrive. That the storms have not yet come does not mean they won't come. Surely everybody on earth will collide with the storms. He said when the storms come and the wind beat against it boisterously, he said the one who builds on the rock will stand. Who is the rock? Is the Lord. David knew the secret. Most of us need to go back and have a mental readjustment, because your job have deceived you so much because of the little stipends that you enjoy to make you feel you are invincible. You are not. The evil day has just not come. If you don't come back and make that resolute conclusion that God is your source, God is your shepherd, and rely on him, the day trouble comes, you will see that your job, even your biological parents, don't have the capacity to protect you in fulfilling your destiny. Because the spirits that are coming, they are ancient, they have strategies, they are resilient, and they don't die. They will fight you to the end. But the only secret for victory is when you no longer stand on anything but Christ, the solid rock. Christ, the solid rock. That's the one to stand upon. That's the one to build life on. That's the one to anchor our confidence on. If God becomes your source and your full trust is in him, three things stand out. Number one, you will realize that God is faithful. Everybody who trusts God, God will always show him that he is faithful. That's one dimension of God that is not available for everybody. It's only available to those who trust him. And God being faithful means three things out of many others. Number one, when you depend on God, God can die to see that you live. Hope you know God does not die. But because he wants to save man, he became man and died to show you the extent God can go to save you. God can give up his glory. God can give up his power. God can give up his throne. God can give up his divinity to save you. That's what the Bible said in Philippians chapter 2 from verse 5. It said Jesus, although equal with God, stripped himself of divinity. So God can even forego what makes him God in order to save the one who trusts him. That's what faithfulness means. In John chapter 10 verse 11, Jesus was speaking, calling himself the good shepherd. And he said, the good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. Wait until there is a crisis and see how your company will deny you. Before I stopped watching football, one thing I learned was the fact that no system in this world is dependable. When you are shining, you are a star. If you are coming to the stadium, all the fans are wearing your jersey. They carry placards and drawings of your face. Everybody is singing your name. When match is over, coach puts his hand on your shoulder, and then suddenly you get an injury. And then you will go to the bench. When you now recover, another player have replaced you, and the player is doing well. Coach will now walk into stadium, and you are sitting here, it's looking like this. You will look at coach, coach will look away. You will sit there until you will lose form. When you now lose form, time comes to renew contract. Then they will say, the new strategy the club is using now, you can't fit in. You that they were singing your praise, suddenly you can't fit in. And then the club will abandon you. Many have fallen out of their career because the club abandoned them. Or when you are growing old, suddenly coach will say, they respect you, they honor you, but they have to win this match. And because they need to win this match, you will come in later. And when time comes to come in, you will be looking at coach like this. Coach will move away from the bench and go and stand in the pitch and is watching until a match is over. And you will be shocked that you who was celebrated, you didn't mean much. They were using you. And now you don't have what it takes to be you, so they will dump you. But God does not operate like that. If God begins with you, he says, I am the Lord, I change not. He said, Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Whether you are in form or out of form, God will remain faithful. That's why you cannot afford to trust anything other than God. Only God will go out of his way to restore you. Man was shining in Eden, and you think God loved man because man was shining. When man fell, man didn't have the initiative to even reach God. The Bible says, while we were yet sinners, it was Christ who went out of his way to seek us. We didn't seek him. He was the one who sought us out. That's how God operates. God does not stand with you because you are in your glorious season. Even when you are in the pit, God will trace you there. Jesus had no business going to hell. The reason Jesus went to hell was because of you and I. He descended to Hades, the worst part of existence, and he stripped himself of his divinity, took sin upon himself, so much so that God rejected himself in order to accept you. When he was on the cross, the Father turned away from him and he shouted. That was when he almost broke. Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. So God turned away from himself. God rejected himself. God looked away from himself in order to save you. Not because he owes you, but because his nature is consistent.